Good morning. Things are just getting wild and crazy. And that's the thing about the people that are pushing everyone apart and pushing the agenda down the road. They're never going to stop. They want destruction. They've said it in their own words. And the people that they look up to, they've said that they want chaos. They want people fighting. They want to be able to turn the people who would stand up for what the country was originally established to be. They want to turn everyone else against those people. Look at the news headlines. I actually posted on Facebook a screenshot from a collection of different news articles at revolver.news. It's a good place to go for news since Drudge sold out to CNN, I've heard. But they've obviously taken a hard line towards the globalist. But anyway, it's basically every major newspaper headline in the country is vilifying white people that are nationalists. And they want to make white nationalists out to be Nazis and skinheads and stuff like that. No, it's not. It's just, and it's not even about skin color, but that's what they want people to think, because that's how they like to play tricks on people's perception of reality. When they talk about white nationalists, it basically, what they're really saying is Christian people who support traditional American values. That is what that means. It's not about skin color, but they play it that way because over 70% of the country can be identified as white. They have to turn reality on its head. They have to attack the white majority in order to be able to turn the country on itself. That's what a color revolution is you unite a whole lot of different people and different groups that are minority groups to make a large conglomeration of people that are working towards the end interest. So you've got people that are leftists that they just want to be able to go about living free from any boundaries. They just want to do their thing, and you've got homosexuals uniting with people that are having gender illusory dysphoria, and you've got people that are anarchists all aligning with each other because, hey, if the anarchists align with who they want to and they can just create chaos, it all falls apart, and then they can rule themselves, and there's no government over them. But somebody's going to be pulling the strings from the top. That's what's so crazy about things is people, oh yeah, we need to overthrow the government. The socialist system, the workers of the world unite and this and that. Well, who's running that? The people in leadership positions, they just want to change the way that things are so that they can come in and have control over a new thing. Yeah, you throw the baby out with the bathwater, the grass ain't greener on the other side, I'm telling you. But people can't see that. And I was telling my son, he's riding with me today, we're going to do some work. And I was talking to him about ways that people manipulate words to distort people's perception of events, kind of like what I just did right there with you, and how on NPR they just keep hammering away at, Trump extremist and extremist Trump and white nationalist and all of these different hot button code words that they use to try to guide the people of this country down a certain path. And how they also used, hot button words like honeypot to talk about how, Trump supporters, some of them got tricked into going along with the frenzy that happened on January the 6th. They referenced it as a trap and they called it a honeypot. A couple weeks after it came out that old Eric Swalwell was basically the boyfriend of a Chinese spy for quite a long time, and they reference that as a honeypot. So they're using their media apparatus to be able to flip things on its head, and so many people are willing to trust National Public Radio, that's the government, that, oh man, that's the institution that has established so much. And I saw another deal earlier today where somebody's, well, what do conservatives actually like? They dislike this and they dislike that, and they don't want this and they don't want that. And well, they basically in this video made it out to be that, oh, they just dislike everybody. Folks, when you have a small group of people who have consolidated so many resources and assets at the top, it's not very hard for them to be able to manipulate the rest of society through the avenues of entertainment. And then that allows them to be able to create, large groups of la-la landers, people that don't even know. And then they want to abolish the Electoral College. They say they want a pure democracy, but pure democracy doesn't give any regard to the minorities at all. Pure democracy is not a system of government that works in a truly diverse population. If you've got a large population of diverse people, a pure democracy is going to create chaos. You have a representative republic. That way every voice is heard, and you're not going to be able to disenfranchise certain groups, but that's what they want. They want division, they want strife and friction and all of those things, because that keeps the population at odds with one another, so that the people at the top that have stirred up the bottom, that are just using those people for votes, they're the useful idiots that ultimately become the useless eaters that they want to get rid of. That's how they go about manipulating public perception. But one of the things that a lot of people don't understand, and a lot of people want to get away from it, they don't want to hear about politics. They want to get lost in a song on the radio. But I was telling my son, I said, music is the number one way that the devil has really tricked people. And a lot of people get offended when you start talking about what you listen to. And they don't like to be reminded that the devil was a musician. He was created to lead worship in heaven. He was built with instruments into his being. Okay? There is no one on planet Earth that understands music better than the devil himself, because that's what he was designed to do, was to play music and worship God, but he got too high on the horse. I want you to listen to the songs that you're going to hear on the radio. If you're still caught in that trap of listening to secular music, I want you to really listen to the lyrics. If you listen to it and you don't jam to it, it has a different impact. If you analyze the words and the essence, I want you to think about how many songs that you hear that talk about falling or going down or doing things that are not in line with what God says the standard is. Okay? Think about all of the lyrics in songs that you hear that conflict with God's standard, and ask yourself if that can truly be good for your mind, when we all know the power of music if we'll really just step back and be real with ourselves. I can hear a song, just a few measures of a song, and it can take me back in my mind to a memory from when I was a kid. Okay? Music activates both sides of your brain, because you've got that hardwired standard that's there, and you have the artistic expression. It's pretty much an exclusive entity as far as being able to do that. There's not, and off the top of my head right now, I can't think of a lot of different ways where you can activate both sides of your brain that way. Okay? Music is a very, very powerful medium. If you want to change your mindset, and you don't want to be down, you don't want to ride on these emotional highs that get you to just be happy in a quick, superficial way, you've got to start listening to music that's more virtuous, that's encouraging positive thinking and positive virtues. You want to know why so many people are caught up in all these different relationships, and you got kids coming out of broken homes that were never a whole home in the first place, and kids that are being raised by their grandparents, and and whatnot. And I'm not trying to put anybody into condemnation or make anybody feel bad about themselves. I'm just saying the influence of music has manipulated people into doing things that they if they were really real with themselves, they would know weren't the right way to go about doing things. So anyway, just some thoughts from old dude as he rolls down the road. And another thing before I get off of here, folks, I'm not making these videos just so people can see them and that be that. And I'm not doing this for me. I'm not doing this to be famous. Okay? For a long time, I had stopped making really any videos because I really felt like it was, I didn't want people to think that it was all about me. That's just not how I operate. I really, in an ideal world, I'd be able to go back and do my thing on my land and carry out my life using my skill set as best I can to help other people be the best that they can be. That's what I really want to do at my core, and that's what I was trying to accomplish in my life. But then it became apparent to me that, hey, there's not enough people that are out there saying the things that are coming across my head that I feel like God's putting on my heart that I need to say. And so somebody's got to say it, okay? But if I'm just saying it to you and it's not getting shared to other people and other people aren't having the opportunity to encounter this information, then, hey, 20 people see the video in a week. Like, I mean, I'll keep putting them out there, right? But it's not going to be able to impact the culture the way that we need to impact the culture. And if you want to take that mantle and you want to go and get it and you want to make your own videos and share your own videos, hey, please do. If you got something on your heart you feel like God's putting on you, put it out there. Okay? It was here a couple months ago, somebody told me, hey, the things that you just told me, other people need to hear. And if you look at it the way that you're looking at it, where you don't want to share it because you don't want people to think that you're being an egotistical person, then that's really being selfish, because people need to hear that. And so I hadn't really thought about it like that, and bam, I started making more videos. So anyway, if you like it, share it, and I'll keep making more videos, and hey, who knows what's going to happen this week? Who knows? But you got to be in prayer and trust that God is going to deliver. And hey, He may not deliver the United States in the way that we hope that it goes this week. There may not be a plan to save the Republic. It could be it could be out of hand. We already have had so many opportunities to make things right, and that hasn't happened. But hey, God has already prepared a place for us in eternity. God wins in the end. Okay, He's going to come through. So this life is a short segment of existence. 657,000 hours is 75 years, and 1 trillion seconds is 32,000 years. I mean, it's here and gone quick. So eternity is forever, and the end of all ages is the beginning of never ending. So keep that in mind as you go forward this week. Pray to God, remind Him that His Word says to call on Him in a time of need, and that He will deliver us so that we can glorify Him. And I'm standing on that in faith, and I know that, hey, no matter what happens, I'm the one who's lacking in my understanding of the situation. It's never going to be on God. So y'all have a good one.